then you get the crops, package it all back up, and go all the way back to Spain before you sell it.
Yeah.
Dude, think about that. Like, not many. We struggling now with all the tariffs and import export in one direction. Like, all the
Yeah.
stuff is already there, just bringing it one direction. Going back and forth, that's bananas.
So, and that's the thing is that in, I would say I could push my, I could think about it logically and not have it my emotional way, right? Because think about it. If
Yeah,
I buy an island for $7 million now in
right,
2025,
right,
and I want to start building in the island, how am I going to get people to do it? Endangered servants, right? What
right,
we call is what people do with illegal immigrants now, right? They don't hire the citizens because they got to pay them a fair wage.
right,
They pretty much hire people at a lower age
right,
to do the job, right?
right.
So essentially, it's the same exact thing.
Yeah,
If we take our emotion of it, it was all economics. Was
right.
it right? No, it wasn't right.
Not at
You know
all.
what I'm saying? It was actually, the Christians, right, that saw that, you know, and they were the one that pushed for the abolishment of slavery,
Not these.
and
Maybe y'all Christians, not our Christians. Maybe I don't know about the Spaniard, Taino. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. Our Christians was like, yo, our Bible says you a slave.
well,
we,
see,
we ain't trying to get rid of nothing.
but in that aspect, you have to think about it is if I want to keep control of certain people to
Exactly.
do a certain thing,
Yeah.
you do that, right?
Yeah.
That
Manipulation.
doesn't mean that it was right, and that doesn't mean that
Right.
that goes to show that those people weren't Christians
Facts.
because the Bible tells you exactly,
Yeah. They
what to
just
do if you have somebody that is a slave and how you're supposed to treat them, and you know that you have to give them their dues at the end of their time because they were essentially they were employees,
yeah.
right? In the Bible, they were employees. So if that goes to show that those people weren't Christians. So for us to say, hey, Christian did that, we got to remember that we're all sinners individually, right? And if we have an evil heart, even we could proclaim that we're Christians.
Right.
If we have an evil heart, we're going to do evil things. So, we have to, you know, get the emotional part out of it and actually think about what's really going on, how did it work, and how the economy worked at that time in order for us to get to the point that we at.
Right.
We're not saying it's right. I'm not
Right.
approving of it.
You're not
All I,
condoning it. I
yeah,
get it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not condoning it. I'm just
Yeah.
have to understand that, that's the economic part of the time.
Right.
And they did what they had to do in order to grow to where we are today. You
Yeah.
know what
And
I'm saying? So,
in order to view history um in an
yeah,
enlightened space, you kind of have to be able to sit
accept
in
the
each
ugly.
seat,
Yeah,
right? Accept the ugly, and you got to be able to sit in each seat and really process it from that point. You got to be
yeah,
able to process it from the enslaved person. You got to process it from the slave owner. You got to process it from the people that are just doing business in the area. May not have enslaved peoples, may not agree with it. However, they do have a family, and that is the business that's
yeah,
going on. Like, you have to be able to move around each of those groups or each of those types of persons and say, okay, because until you
mhm,
do that, it'll always just be one thing. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It'll always just be yes, it's negative. Like, no one's taking that away. I
yeah,
don't care how much money came out of it. I don't care how many millionaires of that time were erected from it. That don't mean nothing. Still was wrong. But if you want to understand why the millionaire did it, you can't just look at him and say, oh, he was just the devil. Like,
yeah,
well, back up and actually be that person. Like you said, if you bought an island, be that person. You're not saying that that's what you would do, but you're saying, like,
yeah,
hey, if I am in that situation, if I don't have boats, if there are people that are here that don't have anything, if I do have the whatever the mechanisms to try to get them to do, hey. maybe that person says this might be my only opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, it ain't right. We ain't gonna keep
No, no,
saying it over
no.
and over. We
Yeah,
know it ain't
definitely.
right.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it
is what
ain't
it is.
it ain't right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's history though. It is history. It's
It is,
factual,
right.
and we got to deal with it like history. Can't shy away from any of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
So pretty much I now we're kind of fast forwarding past the slave and all this. How Puerto Rico became part of the United States or a colony of the United States, you will say, is through the Spanish American War. So there was a time that the people were starting to uprise against the Spaniards. You know what I'm
hmm,
saying? In
yeah,
all area, in Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, right? And of course, what America does. We're right here, right? And this was like what 1898, something like that. Late 1800s, early 1900s.
okay,
America was starting to become America, the
hmm,
superpower,
yeah,
right? So America was like, "Yo, what's the best way to get some land grab?" I'm paraphrasing there.
I got you.
So America came in and they beat up on the Spaniard, and the Spaniards seceded. You know what I'm saying? And that's how America was able to get Guam, Puerto Rico, let me see, Philippines, Cuba. So which is
Hmm,
crazy, and that's how America was able to buy and build Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. Because a lot of people don't know why we have Guantanamo Bay. So that happened through the Spanish American War that they actually signed a treaty and they seceded. Like Spain was like, "Yo, okay, we're done with this, and we're gonna allow these people to govern themselves," right? But America was like, "Okay, we see what we have, and we see the areas that Spain had and why they have it, because Spain was smart when it came in how they ran their military." And the U.S., if you think of Guam, Guam is over there by the Philippines, by China, all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Whereas Puerto Rico's close to Cuba. Keep an eye on Cuba, right? Communist
hmm,
country right outside. So while at that time, Cuba wasn't communist, it was under Spain. But it now fast forwarding in 2025, you can see like, yo, what? I
hmm,
can't believe that Americans had the foreshadow at that time
yeah,
to make those things now. So
diabolical.
man,